And we are live once again. Good evening, good evening. Expect this to be quiet. It's going to be a relatively quick stream. We were going to get into some WoW for some Epic Flight Form questing, but we've been working all day on stream-related stuff, getting our recording and editing going a little bit. So it's 11:20 p.m. By the time everything got moving, so we're gonna play a little bit of ALLFiring instead, which is a cute little gacha. Came out on Android and iOS today. I'm playing it on Mumu Player. We'll see how the emulation does. Mumu Player usually does pretty good, so we'll be checking that out here shortly. Yeah, I will BRB and then we'll get right into it. this out for a little bit. See how it goes, see how the recording quality is, and if any of our chapter markers are working correctly. I do hope they are. That would be very nice. Let's give it a shot. This looks like a very cute game. I have been tracking it for a while. I did not expect it to come out today. Cute, pixel arty, ARPG-ish sort of deal with the male avatar. Oxygen, obviously. Sometimes there are issues with the resolution and textures when you are emulating. So far this looks pretty good. Gather fake gods, start wars, and die like ants. That's how we do. Oh my. 10 out of 10 for this character design. I like her. How to play. You. Put my ass in an egg. Frost seals this space in stasis. Beyond this tomb, couldn't make out the rest. Who are you? You don't seem nervous at all. Do you even know where we were sleeping? A shadow forming cave. You could have died. I don't hear any panic from you either, Herfwin. The team leader has our backs, and it's rare to see a shadow form in person. Only seen it in textbooks before. Hello, I'm Naye. Herfwin and I are scholars from Aethelgard. We're currently investigating the abnormal shadow form occurring there. Abnormal? I feel dizzy. What happened here? We discovered you while exploring the cave, and she has a very cute owl. For some reason you had fallen unconscious. That is the current situation. Can you understand? I understand. I believe. I think we're in danger here, I said. Yes, which means we don't have much time to chat. Do you still remember your name? Oxygen. I still remember my name, but it seems that's all I can remember. Amnesia? Seriously? Seriously? I've never seen someone lose their memory before. It seems we have even less time than I expected. The cavern support structures have already eroded. It's a very dangerous sign. Oxygen, can you still move? We need to leave here as soon as possible. Ooh, lovely little character models. Ooh, and I didn't have to put any controls in. Mumu's got auto WASD. Jump. this will have to be the first of my rebindings. Often the case in a game like this. Tap spot, space bar, save. We'll have to do that a couple times as we get into it here. What kind of creature is this? Looks like that's too far off. That's a shame. Newly formed Shadow Beast. It's the most common creature in shadow form areas. A few effective attacks should be enough to drive it away. Why not test your skills first? Perhaps you don't remember your past, but your body will not forget its instincts. Okay. Ooh, I like my charge attack. Press and hold to unleash derivative attack. Okay. I'm gonna dash there. We have to kill these ladies before we get to binding. Probably got a couple options. Your skills are somewhat beyond my expectations. Do you remember anything now? No, but these movements feel strangely familiar to me. The body often remembers far more than you might expect. Perhaps before losing your memory, you were a battle-hardened warrior. At least now we have the means to defend yourself. Let's keep moving. Let's add a couple bindings here. We're going to need one for attack. Make that E. Dash. F. Heavy R. It's my ultimate. Was creating an entirely new binding. Let's have this be... If I was using arrow keys, which I don't have on my 60% keyboard, it would be a little bit different. Yeah, this is good on F. Make dash C. Heavy attack. Ultimate probably R. No base auto double jump. Derivative attack. Can't even flex in my direction with heavy attack, so the way I use my Placid is a little different than standard. So he's a good key, but not the best key. logical. We're gonna make you R and make you E. So now my ultimate is on E and my heavy attack is on R. Ultimate on T, because that is a key I can use with all of WASD being utilized. And then we're going to assign E right in the middle of the screen there. That should allow us to progress dialogue with a simple click. Some Android games have really good default bindings, some don't have any at all. This game just came out today, and it's not like an official emulator release. Sometimes those have better settings too, but as you saw, it took a couple moments to get a simple key binding setup going. Shadow Beast cannot adapt to this world. A little bit better localization there. Yet their corrosive nature affects everything around them, transforming it into what they're familiar with. This is what is known as shadow form. In other words, oh, she's pretty. The higher degree of shadow form, the stronger the Shadow Beast becomes. By the way, did none of you notice that fight just now? Whoosh! Slash! Slash! Exogen took those monsters down in no time. Naye, you're from the Martial Studies Department, right? Can you tell what kind of technique you use? Maybe it'll help recover their memory. First, my field is ornithology, the study of birds, as you can see. Second, identifying sword techniques at a glance. That's something you see only in storybooks. Exogen's swordsmanship appears to be a fusion of multiple techniques. This kind of style is often referred to as practical swordsmanship, commonly seen among travelers across the continent. It seems there is far more unusual about you than we first imagined. Is to reach for my mouse, but it's not going to be doing much during most of these combat segments. Ooh. Bigger Shadow Beast, dude. Companions deal damage, they accumulate sync rate. When sync rate is full, tap the companion portrait to trigger a chain follow-up. Okay. Cool. With like a critical dodge. Is not my ultimate. Charge skill, I suppose. drop attack. Can't do a drop attack with our heavy. What kind of place is Aethelgard? Is that really relevant right now? Yeah, why the sudden question? Because ordinary scholars usually don't have such impressive swordsmanship. I'm curious about Aethelgard you belong to. Again, not very good localization. The Aethelgard is indeed an academic institution. However, its fields of study include shadow beasts, so it isn't unusual for its scholars to possess a certain degree of combat ability. But I remember you saying your field was ornithology. It's my major. Now let's keep moving. The shadow form is intensifying. From here on, I'll proceed together with you. Very good. And we want to bind those 2 more keys we got there. We're going to put you on 1. Nope. Okay. And probably put ultimate on Q, although they're not going to be an indicator for where it is. I think it's about there. Makes sense. She does not seem to have a charge attack. Seem a little drained. Just a little drained. I mean, I just woke up from a coma. I've been watching from beyond the whole time, just waiting for the moment you couldn't keep going so I could lend you a hand. Here, take this. Chocolate made by Herfwin. Dun 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 dun. Looks like a lot of sugar was added. Chocolate. I'm a pastry chef after all. I made it myself and added a lot of sugar, so it can come in handy at times like this. Although a lot of people say they can't get used to the taste. I don't really get it, but if you can't either, just take small bites. At least it'll help you recover some energy. Thank you. No problem, no problem. Just take a short rest. If more shadow beasts show up later, then leave them to me. Up our blood sugar levels. Ooh, yeah, there we go. Please do join my team, Herfwin. Oh, speak of the devil. You just rest. I meant what I said. Got the batter splooges. She does have a derivative attack, it seems. Sync ability. Skill cut in. we remain within the rift space, these shadow beasts will continue to seek us out. A rift? A precursor to shadow form, and also its byproduct. When the elemental balance of an area becomes sufficiently unstable, a spatial breach connecting to Dawnfall Realm may appear. That is what we call a rift. However, rifts themselves aren't very destructive. The world projects foreign matter, and the elements will soon correct the breach naturally. Even so, the shadow form doesn't seem to be slowing down. That suggests a powerful source of corruption is sustaining the rift. We need to report this to the team leader immediately. Let's get out of here. Light platform action. Here for it. Draw your weapon, Exogen. Watch out. It's coming. Charge attack. Should have like a frost engage of some kind. Oh, okay, it's expended when you use her heavy. Should be able to iframe through that. Bit of break state on him. Doesn't have super armor anymore. Ulti your ass. There we go. For an internship, this might be a bit beyond the expected level. I'm not too late, am I? Team leader Urxis. I like her. Excellent underboob. Both look pretty battered. Seems like you had quite a fight. Oh. Now this is interesting. Why is there one more person than when you went in? Seems this investigation is more interesting than I expected. Would someone care to tell me what happened here? Well, you see, I was unconscious and your understudy waifus found me and we fought these shadow forms. In her eyes you glimpse a fleeting flash of surprise, curiosity, and something enigmatic you cannot quite decipher. So, did you see anything? Naya and Herfwin told me about you. Your appearance is shrouded in mystery. You're curious about the shadow beasts, or rather, about everything. You possess remarkable skill in combat, yet remember nothing but your own name. In fact, I still remember some common knowledge, so perhaps mysterious is not quite the word. Suspicious might be closer, wouldn't you say? Oh, my apologies. Seems my behavior just now may have offended you. When something piques my interest, I tend to look a little longer than usual. Let me state this clearly. I don't find you suspicious. In fact, I think you're rather impressive. What? Does that sound strange to you? Or do you believe that, given your circumstances, you haven't yet earned the right to be called impressive? In truth, you may want to broaden your perspective. While your condition is indeed rare, across the continent is not without precedent. Precedent? You mean you know why I lost my memory? Don't get too excited. It's only a hypothesis. I believe you may have crossed through a rift. This would not be the first case. Even though most survivors, and now I'm remembering a chick at the beginning who put me in that crystal cocoon, even though most survivors suffer some degree of shadow form, something from Dawnfell realm likely affected you, and that may have caused your amnesia. Yet, despite losing your memories, you miraculously retained your name, your reason, and a body that appears remarkably healthy to me. If Sarai were here to hear this, she'd be absolutely stunned. I see. So that's how it is. That's about it. So you can rest easy. Your identity, the way you handle things, well, at least in the Ethelgard's eyes, you're quite exceptional. Alright, this isn't the place for a long conversation. I imagine you need some time to gather your thoughts as well. Come with us for now. We'll take you back to Haines City. Then, when the time is right, we can properly get acquainted. I will withhold my rating for now. Is that persistence? No, okay, that's just ALLFiring. Sure. Oh, there we go. I reserve judgment for later. All this narration is making me thirsty. I will be back momentarily. goodness. A little tinkering around in the settings there. Very satisfactory. Now the game looks absolutely fantastic. I was worried that was an issue with the emulator, but it seems not to be. It was just set at like medium or low. Ooh. This is very pretty now. I'm much more enthused. At night the whole city lights up, and that's when it's really beautiful. I even asked Naya to take me outside the city to see it, but she just wouldn't agree. Of course, I would not sacrifice my sleep for something like that. And these live 2D models are now even higher quality, very, very impressive. Going outside the city at night isn't very safe, but next time, you can invite me along. Yes, please. Get the thing. Fight with him? Okay. Seems I can gather just by attacking, which is nice. Like the 2D, 3D environmental effects, and I really like this owl she got here. She's a big time cutie. A save/hearth point. She's silly, but I like her. Blazeberries. Yeah, give me the bits. Bit of clipping there. That is nice that the front facade of the shop fades away like that. Not perfect, but not bad. Action. There we go. This overworld is very charming, I have to say. The cave was a nice introduction, but this is super cozy. Like this. Down tempo. Sort of atmospheric music they got going on here. Cake. Curious, they haven't asked me to do any upgrading or anything yet. Just kind of like go explore. You're fine at level 1. I like the light platforming. I don't know if the movement and mechanics are set up for more intense platforming segments, but we'll have to see later on if that's kind of the extent of the platforming action. Personally, a huge fan of platforming. The most pure, enjoyable types of gameplay. I'm here for it. There is a mobile title coming out, at least in China. I'm failing to recall its name now, but it's definitely on my hit list. It's like Metroidvania, except with like Gacha waifus, all that trappings. Would 100% check it out, and you'd get my coverage of it if we have the pleasure of it coming globally, which, fingers crossed, we do. Let's go to Heinz City. talking to enforcers. If I must. Noticing some minor frame drops, and I've noticed before the frame rate you set the game or the emulated system to does affect. There we go. We'll set that to a solid 60 for now. We also use Mumu to play Destiny Rising, which I've enjoyed very much. Excellent free title if you just want to get into some crunchy PvE shooter action. Highly recommended. That runs at 144 hertz. It's rather excellent. These chibi character models are very cute. The big heads, but they're not too big. Alright, we'll see if that gives us any more stability in terms of frame rate. It could just be the Android emulator. I would like to see if I can turn off the overlay. F12. There we go. Better for viewing purposes, that's for sure. We don't need that if we're in a cutscene. Present thine documents. If you haven't completed the necessary procedures, please proceed to the other line and wait. Alright then, I'll go queue on the other side first. Sorry about that, officer. He's with us. I forgot to arrange the paperwork for him earlier. Let us enter first and we'll handle the documents afterwards. That should be fine, right? Of course, if it's for ALLFiring, then... Hold it. Ooh. Big band. Father Galleon. What were you doing, soldier? If I'm not mistaken, you were about to violate regulations and let somebody of unknown background into the city, weren't you? Mockery flashes in Galleon's eyes. His gaze lingers on your face for a moment before settling on Urxus. What's going on here, members of ALLFiring? While you are honored guests of Haines City, Even distinguished visitors shouldn't try to exploit loopholes in the city's defenses, should they? My apologies, Father. This matter is indeed my fault. Exogen, you may have to bear with us for a moment. We'll wait for you here. Huh? I'm afraid you may be disappointed. I suspect this gentleman's paperwork may not be processed so smoothly. What do you mean by that? Because he followed the members of ALLFiring into the city, I have reason to believe this person's motives may be impure. As you know, the city's security inspections have been quite strict lately. In a case like this, he may have to spend a few days in the garrison for questioning. This guy, is he just here to start trouble? Yeah, likely. I think they mean father in the mafia sense, judging from his jewelry. His lovely little mustachio he's got there. Hey, haven't you said enough? Rambling nonsense non-stop. I see what's going on now. You're just here to cause trouble, aren't you? This isn't the first time, Herfwin. Exogen, just ignore it. And team leader, don't take the bait. Father, as I said before, ALLFiring can vouch for his identity and position. Vouch for them? Don't forget, ALLFiring's already made up of outsiders here. One outsider vouching for another. Do you really think that means anything? Now then, I, Father Galleon, have reasonable grounds to question the purpose of ALLFiring's arrival in Haine City. Guards? Guards? Arrest these suspicious individuals. Authorize the use of live rounds. What? Father, this doesn't seem to follow protocol, and they're from ALLFiring. Didn't you hear what I said? Arrest them. Now! Okay. So they chose to comply.
Hey! Ha! Hey! 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 Hey!
Yeah. Sicia. Here it is. CM server for 2 months. See me there now, everyone. That's not good. Usually if it doesn't get updates on CN, unless there's a massive outpouring in support globally, which sometimes can happen, but it's often more popular locally. Might only get the first patch or two. Have to see. So far, I'm enjoying it, though. Everyone return to your posts immediately. Abandoning your station is dereliction of duty. Later, you will all submit to an inspection for this. Yes, sir. Father Galleon, you have long worked tirelessly for Hain City's defenses. Your zeal is something I deeply respect. But the commander of the city defense and drilling the soldiers are not the duties of a priest of the Holy Church. Oh, he's that kind of father, too. That only meant in the mafioso sense. Huh. The Holy Church teaches believers must eradicate potential evil amid the wind and snow. I'm merely fulfilling my duty as a priest. The members of Aethelgard are far from evil. Their efforts driving away shadow beasts and protecting the people are witnessed by all of Hain City. I trust Aethelgard, and I firmly believe this gentleman is not the ill-intentioned individual you claim. Since this dispute arose from an uncertain identity, then I, Hilshia Sanhel, shall vouch for he in the names of House Sanhel. What say you? This time, I'll spare he for your sake. Well, thanks, man. Appreciate it. Hanging on the back there. Cute kidder. I'd love to see it. Talk to him in a second. Looks like we activated that save point already. Some treasure plate. We engage in more dialogue. Just take a look around here. These guys have very cute winter attire. Yeah, if this game hasn't been getting updates in CN, that would be disappointing. This seems like something of a high quality title. But if games fail to garner the proper popular support, and they don't get an audience, then you don't have money to make more updates. But if they are bringing it over here, they took the time to do so. It could be one of two things. It could be kind of a last-ditch ploy to recoup costs, or they're planning on continuing to support the game and hoping that a global audience will do just that. We'll have to see. Hilshia, what exactly happened back there? My apologies. After such an incident, I imagine you must all feel quite displeased. Indeed. I will not excuse my own negligence. I also assure you that those soldiers have received strict disciplinary action, yet I know that alone cannot make up for the trouble you have suffered. I only hope to know what the city defense forces must do to earn your forgiveness. I will do everything in my power. Hold on. It's getting a little too serious, Hilshia. I'm not here to hold you accountable. Exactly. Whenever anyone did something wrong, it was clearly that troublemaker Galleon. I agree. The soldiers couldn't even hurt us. That was barely a warm-up. Exogen, what do you think? Is that all they got? These soldiers are still too weak. They need far more training. Indeed, your skills are exceptional. If possible, I would truly appreciate if you could give the soldiers some guidance. Oh, quite confident, aren't you? I like confident people. See, you heard them. We're perfectly fine, so don't feel too guilty about it. Thank you for your understanding. By the way, I'm curious, when could someone like Galleon command the troops? Does he really have that much authority? Regarding that, priests of the Orthodox Church are different from ordinary monks. Their status is rather special, though generally speaking, most priests neither involve themselves in nor care to concern themselves with what they consider trivial matters. I do not know what Galleon is planning, but that man is ruthless in the way he acts. This time I managed to break the situation by luck, yet he will likely hold a grudge against all of you. Please, remain cautious. That guy's been watching us for a while. I bet those little followers trailing us around the city these past few days were sent by him, as if Naya wouldn't notice. Those tails have unsteady steps. It does seem they have received any proper training. Because we're outsiders? Who knows? If he wants to play petty tricks, let him. We'll deal with it all once the time comes. Sometimes the localization makes it a little tough to narrate. Excuse me. Of course, I will inform the clerks and have the procedures for gentlemen completed as quickly as possible. The gentleman, of course, would have been a little bit more easy to understand. Also, once you enter the city, you may visit the tavern's Spirit Cat's Drink and mention my name. Ingrid will gladly extend my hospitality to you all. Of course, under normal circumstances, I should accompany you personally. Alright. Why are you acting like this again, Hilsha? Surely you don't behave this way when commanding your troops. I'm not usually like this. Hilsha has maybe a little crush for Urxus. It's understandable. It's pretty cute. I understand what you mean. You still feel that without some tangible compensation, it would be hard to justify the situation. Very well. We will accept your kindness. I'll take you up on that meal. You're treating us? Wow. Ingrid's place has amazing food. I'm gonna eat a lot. Macaroons, donuts, and... Would a tavern even have those things? No. Thanks. Well, I still have some matters to attend to, so I'll take my leave for now. Oh, and welcome to Hain City. Yeah, it's been a very warm welcome. What's up? Oh, hello there. Spirit Cat's Drink. How many are in your party? Drinking this much in broad daylight isn't a good habit, you know. Oh my, Herfwin. Bringing friends to support my business, are you? Though if you start another drunken rampage, like last time, I'll have to toss you out again, alright? I can see it. We're gonna skip. Oh no, there's no summary. I'll have the golden honey. Ooh, some mead. Oolong tea. Bring I suppose that's Alor. 2 mugs of Storm Lager. Storm Lager, please. Please have a seat. Drinks and food will be right out. By the way, honored guests, since Hilsha is footing the bill today, how about giving the Spirit Cat's drink a little special benefit? Of course we're taking advantage of the situation. I even threw in a few bottles of Dragon's Breath. Alright. That gentleman isn't the stingy type. Absolutely. On the house. Or on him, rather. Party with these folks a little bit. Some free drinks. Here. At ALLFiring for a while. I wasn't just saying that back at the city gate. Besides, I've always wanted another member. The more the merrier. What she means is that field budgets are calculated per person. You get that per capita, per diem worked out. I'm Erixus. I am more familiar. The quiet one here is Naye, and the talkative one is Herfwin. Pretty easy to tell them apart. Hello, Aelor. Very cute bird. Maybe talkative or quiet. It's such a tasteless way to label people. I'm Herfwin, a pastry chef. I'm not officially a member of ALLFiring yet, but I'm working on it. Nice to meet you. We are the 3rd operations team of ALLFiring. As for the work of ALLFiring, to put it officially, we record history and safeguard the eternal flame of civilization. That sounds a bit strange, doesn't it? But every member of ALLFiring is working toward that goal. We welcome every companion who walks the same path, and we're willing to offer a harbor to wanderers like you. Yes. I'll join. Some of that Dragon's Breath. Kampai! Ooh, wine made from peppers. This is right up my alley. The lost weapon core of the ancient armament known as the Full Moon Cannon. once possessed by the Orthodox Church of Niflheim. Hildegard obtained the item. After negotiations between both sides, it was decided that the core would be returned during the bishop's birthday celebration. After signing the transfer agreement, the core would be escorted by Aethelgard to Loga Harbor, then secretly transported into Hind City by a local caravan. We were supposed to witness the final step of that journey. But something went wrong. We were meant to meet that caravan 2 days ago. Yet, even now, we haven't received a single message from them. That doesn't sound good. So I imagine the next part of our quest is to go out there and do it. Come by. Dryad girl. Okay. Leaf veins are travelers' footsteps, so we always gather rather than part. As Owen said, Sion, messenger of Barrow's Had, has come to meet you. By the way, are you interested in Oed? I have no idea who that is. I can give you this carefully compiled collection. Of course, I can also recite it for you. How about starting from the very first poem? It's not that long. It takes only 3 days to finish. Hell yeah. Good first pull. Events, maybe some login rewards. To be diamonds. That's sweet. Ooh, diamonds and pull bits. Omni sweep. Interesting. Not quite sure how the weapon system works in this game. Take a look at all of that later. I'm hungry, and this was a good little stream here. I just kind of wanted to get into it and check things out. So I'm gonna call it there. Thank you, any of you who have stopped by. I appreciate it. And I'm gonna take off for the evening. Take care of each other.